Hey guys, it's Danibelle. Today we are on day 12 on our island Sugarbelle. Let's see what Isabel has to say because, guys, between now and the last episode, Ken the chicken actually asked to leave while I was doing a little bit of gardening and shoveling up some pumpkins around the area. So, yeah, I let Ken leave, and today's his last day. So, you know what that means? That means hopefully in the next episode we can do another villager hunt to replace him. I am super thrilled. Hope you guys are having an amazing day so far today, wherever you are in the world. Yeah, looking forward to the sunshine today on Sugarbelle. And I was thinking maybe what we could do today is work on a little bit of a Halloween type of build over here in this area next to the house. I went ahead and moved the house over to the other side because I really wanted this build to be in the flyover path for the island. So I was thinking we could move Lucky's house here and start doing a little bit of like a corn maze, a haunted corn maze sort of build. So let's speed things up here and yeah, let's get going. I'm thinking something cute just because I was really thrilled to find Lucky. I know you guys were excited as well. I appreciate all of the exciting comments and kind things you all had to say about our impromptu choice to take Lucky for the island, or at least for the time being. So I'm really thrilled because he is a very iconic Halloween villager in Animal Crossing. So, but I wanted to do something a little bit different. I really admire a lot of the cemetery type builds that people do in the game. I know they're a little bit morbid, but I feel like especially around Halloween, it's very fitting to do something like that for this time of year. And so I wanted to do something slightly different, only because we do have a Farmcore themed island. So I wanted to do something Lucky style, but farm related. So yeah, I kind of was thinking like, let's do a spooky corn maze for Lucky. I think it would be something that would be maybe a little bit different, but still kind of go with the vibe of his house because it is kind of creepy on the inside, honestly. Hopefully at some point in the next few days he'll be home so we can check out the interior of his house. But yeah, so just to kind of get things going, I am putting down 2 different colors of the in-game pathing for the dirt, the dark dirt and the light dirt, and I alternated them just because I guess you wouldn't have to if you wanted the entire thing to be one color, but the reason I did the alternations is so that when I put down a custom path on top of it, I definitely wanted to be able to see a line of grass in between, if that makes sense. And if you do the same color dirt path, it'll just blend together into one giant square. So my thought process there was to make sure it looked more like rows as we kind of go along decorating. So yeah, really excited. I do like it when you're able to use the in-game pathing that you can see it as it shows up on your map for the island. So that was kind of the idea behind that. I'm also using this really gorgeous fall type of pathing. It's from Colin Crossing, and I'm sure you guys have probably seen him on Instagram. Lovely path. It seems to be a very popular path just this time of year. So really excited to use this on the island. And I'll be sure to put that design information in the description of the video for you guys if you're looking for something like this to use on your island as well. So I'm just sort of filling it in. I wanted parts of the path to have the leaf design, and then some of it will do just the plain dirt, just to kind of make it look a little bit more natural. And once we do that, then we can kind of work on moving Lucky's plot over here and putting down some of the items. So okay, so while we're designing this and putting down some pathing, let's talk a little bit more in depth about the update that just recently was announced on the Nintendo Direct video yesterday. Guys, oh my gosh, I am so excited. Like, I seriously felt like a kid on Christmas, and I woke up this morning and I sort of was afraid it was a dream, so I had to watch it again for myself. I'm sort of in this like investigative mode where I have been slowly watching the Direct video over and over again, frame by frame, like some sort of I Spy book, to see if I can get a peek at all of the new items that are going to be coming out and get a better look at some of the new things on the DLC that's going to be launching as well. I am so thrilled, and I'd love to hear what you guys think, what you're most excited about, because oh my gosh, there were so many things that they were announcing on the Direct yesterday. I was overwhelmed, like, but in a good way, like overwhelmed in a good way about all of the things that are going to be coming to Animal Crossing. And it definitely makes the wait that we had for a very long time worth it, because it sounds like this is going to be the 2.0 update that we've all been waiting for, and it's going to be the last free update of Animal Crossing New Horizons, but I love that they specifically said the last free update, because that gives me hope that even in the future, perhaps they'll maybe offer other DLCs that you can purchase and things like that. So just to catch us up here, I've placed a couple of customized silos in the black and the white so that it'll match Lucky's kit that we're going to be placing here in the center. I'm going to put it right here. Yay, it's gonna look perfect, I think. We'll probably have to fast forward to the next day so we can get a peek at it at the end of the build. But yeah, really excited with how this is coming together so far. I'm going to change out some of this path just so that the outside looks a little bit more natural here next to the plot now that we've placed it. And then below here on the rows and furrows for where the cornfield is going to go, I've added this really cute custom design pattern. Again, I'll put all the custom design information in the description of the video for you guys, just to give cred to the amazing creators and designers that did them. And that way, if you're looking for something like that on your island, you'll have it available for yourself as well. So now I wanted to kind of spookify things. I had seen this on Pinterest, and I'll do my best to try to find the original pinner to give them cred for this super creative idea. But what we're basically doing is we're taking a cacao plant and then placing a yellow customized colored hyacinth lamp in front just to kind of create the look of corn. You could definitely put something underneath that if you wanted to raise it up a little bit higher to give it a little bit more heightened look. I decided not to, only because I don't know, I kind of had this thought that I wanted to space these out slightly differently once we get the basis of it down, because I want to kind of turn it into a maze just to kind of give it a function, make it a little bit spooky. My plan is to kind of put some little spooky items here in between the rows to kind of make it seem fun and interesting, something that you might see at like a cider mill or a farm this time of year for Halloween. So I'm just sort of marking everything out and putting the lamps and the cacao trees down. But yeah, like I said, if you were to put maybe like a Zen cushion or a pile of Zen cushions, something like that, underneath the hyacinth lamps, it would probably raise them up a little bit higher and maybe look even more convincingly like corn. So PS, I think of all the stuff that was announced in the update, there was just a bananas amount of things, and we can definitely talk about those things more in the upcoming videos, but I think I was most excited about the farming and the cooking. I'm really thankful because I took a gamble choosing to do Farmcore on the new island. Just, I guess, wishful thinking, hopeful that we would get it this time of year because it seemed fitting, especially with Turkey Day coming up. I was hopeful that Nintendo would do something like this with a launch with farming. I had absolutely no idea we were going to be getting a DLC and all the other stuff as well. But yeah, I'm super thrilled about the farming. I cannot wait to get my hands on all of these adorable veggie plants that are going to be coming. For anybody that missed the Nintendo Direct video, please check it out. I have it linked in the description of the video that I did yesterday that was basically watching the direct video and the response and everything like that. So yeah, if you're looking to watch it, if you haven't seen it yet, it's totally amazing. It's pretty long. It's like 20 minutes long, the whole direct. And I was incredibly shocked by everything, but farming is going to be amazing. I'm just super thrilled. It's beyond perfect timing, and I can't wait to see all the cute little plants, make all the cute little food dishes to place around the island and things like that. I feel like our decorating ability in this game is just going to go through the roof because it just seems like there's so many items in the new upcoming free update and the DLC. So it'll be interesting to see how it goes, and I'm really excited to go along on that journey with you guys. So I hope you'll join me. Really super excited. So let me know in the comments what your favorite thing is that you saw in the direct. What are you looking forward to most as far as what's coming in Animal Crossing New Horizons? Let me know. I'd love to hear from you. Okay, so for the rest of this stuff, I'm just basically placing a lot of these spooky items. A lot of these items are from last year for Halloween, and just sort of, I did customize some of them with whatever white pumpkins I had on hand. I definitely have to grow some more to change some of the colors because I sort of wanted that white color, the white and gray look to kind of match Lucky's house exterior. I thought it would look really great. But we might have to mix in some of the orange things and the green and stuff like that for now. So we'll see. Yeah, I'll give you an update later if I decide to change all of it. But just kind of putting some things down that look spooky. Some of the pumpkins, using a Zen cushion over here with a custom design to look like a seed bag, which I absolutely adore. I think that design is just super cute. Just kind of trying to create a space that looks farm-like with the corn and all that stuff, but then we definitely want to spookify it. My goal here is to sort of create a space that once Halloween is over, and the plan is definitely once Halloween is over, when Lucky asks to leave, we'll let him go and check out new islands and new villagers elsewhere. But yeah, I want to be able to reuse the space because I don't know that I really want to totally demolish it. So I'm kind of thinking how we can make it versatile by spookifying it now, but then maybe later on reverting it back to more of a traditional cornfield, and then we'll find another villager's house to place here that we think would look cute. So for the time being, we're just creating this basic space, and then I'm gonna sort of create like a pathway, I guess you could say, between these rows and furrows to sort of make it appear like it would be a maze or a puzzle, so you can kind of work your way through with some spooky items throughout. Oh, check it out, guys, Tipper's here. Tipper came to check out what we're doing. That's one of my favorite things about this game, when you're doing anything with the construction app open, how the nosy villagers all have to come see what you're up to. All right, so I'm just placing down more of this pathing and trying to figure out where I can put some more of these Halloween items. Luckily, a lot of these spooky items I think from last year are definitely things that are going to be used again. I've been trying to get more of the spooky recipes from any of the villagers. For anybody that's newer to the game and you didn't get a chance to play Halloween last year, if you visit your villagers throughout the day and you happen to find any of them crafting, which usually it's towards the morning and the evening, you'll find at least one or two villagers at home instead of walking around the island. And usually if you ask what they're up to, they'll give you a DIY recipe. Well, when it's this time of year, there's a pretty good chance that they'll give you a recipe for some of the spooky furniture and the spooky items. So it's a great way to collect the recipes. You can also check your beaches in the morning and throughout the day. I think usually about 3 times a day you can check the beaches for any of the DIY bottles that wash ashore, and there's usually a higher chance that you'll get some of those spooky recipes from that, as well as balloons. So keep a slingshot in your pocket, and if you happen to see a balloon flying overhead, it's definitely worth the time and effort to knock it down, because I think already just in the month of October, since these recipes started appearing in the game, I've already gotten at least 3 recipes from balloons, so it's been really helpful. All right, so I'm just working on placing some spooky items. We've got some hay beds. We've got a little tarantula model over here. I'm loving this spooky scarecrow and the little spooky chair that looks like a little cut in half pumpkin that you can sit on. Just trying to kind of put some things that make it look a little bit more in line with the holiday. I got this cute little cart from the cranny the other day. It was for sale and I thought it would be perfect for the build, so I set it aside and I'm really excited to use that. But yeah, just kind of moving some items around. If you didn't want to turn this, if you wanted to try a build like this and you didn't want to turn it into a maze, you could definitely just do the rows as is. I think it would look incredible like that too. But I wanted to make this a little bit interactive, so hence the idea of turning it into more of a maze concept. I'm just sort of checking these rows that I can sort of sneak through the crevices to get through the maze itself. And I decided to put down the cute little Lucky Cat that you can get. It's actually a Gulliver item. And when you get it, it's sort of a cream and tan color, but if you customize it with a custom kit, you can turn it black. And I thought a black cat would be perfect for a Halloween build like this, so I do have a ton of spooky fence. I thought this would look cute around here. I debated between the spooky fence and the barbed wire fence because I really love the barbed wire fence for a rustic sort of look. But being that it's Halloween time, I feel like this fence, although you could probably get away with using it throughout the rest of the year, it does have a pumpkin on the grate of the fence. So it is definitely more appropriate for Halloween, stuff like that. So I wanted to use it while the holiday was around. I just thought it would be a nice touch. So we might replace that with something else later on once we sort of de-Halloween everything on the island. But yeah, speaking of, on the Nintendo Direct, did you guys see all of the amazing fence varieties that we're going to be gaining through the update coming on November 5th? I am so thrilled that they put that as part of the free update. There's so many new types of fencing. I can't even, like, I was just, again, like positively overwhelmed with all of the amazing things that we're going to be gaining in the next couple of weeks when we get the update. So yeah, so many cute fences. I think there was like a rusted metal fence that looked sort of like a tin corrugated fence. There was one that looked like a different type of bamboo fence. It looks like we're going to be getting Harv's fence. For anyone that has played from the beginning, Harv's fence was this like taboo fencing that I think everybody wanted to be able to actually use in the game, but for whatever reason at the time, Nintendo did not make it available to be a usable item in Animal Crossing New Horizons. So it was sort of like this desired attainable or non-attainable item that people really wanted, and I am super excited that they found a way to make that an actual usable item in the game. I'm really looking forward to it. It has a very like rustic, farmy ranch sort of look to it, so I'm very excited to use that. I think these new items that are going to be coming, especially with the fencing, are going to really enrich a lot of the builds that creators in Animal Crossing are able to create. The customization of the fences, anyone that's seen the video, I'm sorry if you missed it, I don't want to be a spoiler alert. But yeah, you can actually customize some of the colors on the fencing, which I think is something that probably was on a lot of our wish lists from the beginning in March 2020 when the game originally launched. So it's going to be great to not only have different types of fencing to be able to craft and use, but just be able to change the colors so that they go with the builds. I super appreciate what Nintendo has done as far as giving us options for the housing, not only for our own house, but potentially the concept of trying to decorate and change the appearance of our villagers' houses, I think would be awesome, because for anybody that likes to do a themed island, it is really hard when trying to choose villagers. Sometimes choosing a villager that you don't necessarily love, but you like the look of their house, can be something that will help the whole aesthetic of your island, but then you gotta have the villager living there. So I just really love that they are sort of opening the gate of creativity for all of the Animal Crossing fans out there, and Nintendo, I super appreciate it. Alright guys, so I'm just adding more spooky items. I've put down this other custom design that is sort of like the look of little corn kernels spilled on the ground. I thought it would be cute to go in the corn area on the cornfield. Just adding some other little touches on the ground with custom paths, because I feel like they really add a lot to the game. Putting some of the overlaid custom paths on the grass or the dirt, putting some of these dry leaves around here. I will definitely put these custom codes again in the description of the video for anyone that's looking for something like that. So yeah, let's take a peek at it. We clearly have a lot of work to do on the right side where our house is, but we'll do that. We'll save that for another video. But check it out, guys. We've got a little corn maze with a sign. We've got lots of spooky items here. I think it's pretty convincing as a cornfield. I know it's not exact, but I didn't seem to see anything in the direct video pertaining to getting corn plants in the game, at least at this point. So I think for now this is going to work pretty darn well as far as giving the concept of corn stalks and everything like that. I love this spooky skeleton. Love the concept of having some little spooky things to find along the way in the maze. And then Lucky's house, of course, will be right here. So I think what I'm actually going to do, let's see. I think I'm going to fast forward so that we can actually see what Lucky's house looks like the next day. Also, P.S. I have this really cute pro design, which I'll put in the description, of that cute little iron fencing for these little pro design standees in the back that I think just adds a really nice touch to it. So really thrilled about the addition of those things in a previous update. So let's go ahead and switch to tomorrow. Oh my gosh, I love it. I love it. I think his house matches this custom silo so well. I am super thrilled. I think it looks really cute. It's actually like 5 a.m. right now, so I love the look of the sky this time of day. It's just got that nice kiss of green tint, and it's still dark enough that you can see all of the glowing items like the jack-o'-lanterns and the hyacinth lamps. Yeah, really nice. I love how serene it is this time of day in the game. And I love using the fall leaf piles. I think it adds a lot of nice movement to a build where you can walk over it and it'll sort of rustle the leaves. I really love all the details of Animal Crossing that they put into items like that. So let's sort of wander through the maze. Oops, I went the wrong way. See, guys, I can't even find my way through my own maze. Oh, a spider! Let's keep going. I just wanted to kind of sneak through here and give you guys a look at the maze. Oops. There we go. That way you can get a nice clear shot of how the house looks with the silos. Yay, we did it. We made it through the maze. I'm really thrilled with how this turned out. It looks like Lucky is actually still sleeping right now, so I was really hoping to show the inside of his house for y'all to see, but he is still sleeping as it's very, very early the next day, so we'll have to show that in another episode. I apologize, but we will be sure to catch him a little bit later. And that's another thing that the update says it's going to bring. You can sort of dictate a little bit better at the time of when the villagers will wake up or when they'll be sleeping. Yeah, I think it's going to be great for players, especially that maybe have different work hours or whatever availability you have time to play the game. I think it's just going to open up a whole new list of possibilities for us in everyday life on Animal Crossing. All right, so let's do a flyover. I'm gonna jump in a plane here and I want to see what this looks like from the air. Yay! I love that you can see the hyacinth lights. Super cute. All right, don't judge the rest of this, guys, because I haven't done anything yet with the plaza area or the entrance, so it's looking pretty basic, but hey, we'll get there. We'll have to come up with some fun ideas on how we can zhuzh up the entrance in some of the upcoming episodes. So yeah, I'm really excited with how this build turned out. I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. I hope you'll give it a try. Let me know in the comments. Again, what your favorite parts are from the recent Nintendo Direct announcement. Let me know what you're most excited about. I can't wait to see some of the more Farmcore type items that they'll be incorporating into the game. It's going to be perfect on our journey here on Sugarbelle. Thank you so much, you guys, for joining me. It really, truly means the world to me. I hope you all have an amazing day today. Take care, and we'll see you in the next one.